Good morning, you guys. Today is Saturday. It's officially the start of the weekend. P just came running in here. We have a pretty open weekend this weekend again. Last weekend I said that and then we ended up doing a lot, but this weekend I think we're still going to do a few things that I kind of want to get on the list. So this morning I've just been reading for a while and I want to do a little bit of editing throughout this weekend. I don't necessarily need to do that today. I also ordered a new CarPlay system for my car and I finally bought it. I've been looking at a CarPlay system for so long. I think about a year ago I replaced the digitizer in my car because it just wasn't working. And so I've been using that for a little while, but the map in my car is just like very outdated. The whole system is very outdated. The car is now 10 years old and we have almost hit 100,000 miles. And I thought, what better way to refresh my car than getting a CarPlay system for it? So it's supposed to come today. We'll install that either today or tomorrow, depending on what time it comes, because if it comes like too late, I don't want to do that at night. So I want to make sure I'm like refreshed and in the mood to play around with electronics. Other things that I kind of want to do is I wanted to maybe go shopping for a few book items. I don't know if we'll do that today or tomorrow yet. I think it's all contingent upon other things like the CarPlay coming. And then I also kind of want to go by a thrift store. I want to find a couple of like fun sweaters for the holidays. And then I would also like to find some sort of like 90s clothing, like maybe an old Backstreet Boys band tee or something like that. Reason being is that I'm having my 30th birthday soon, which I'm so excited for, and we're going rollerblading at this like roller rink. And when you go into the roller rink, it's like you're transported into the 80s. And because I was born in the 90s, I made the theme 90s themed. So I don't know how many people will actually dress up, and like it's not the end of the world if people don't, but I would like to at least have some sort of like band tee. I think that would be kind of cute. So yeah, and then we also have just like our general other items slash tasks that we need to do, like clean up the house and get things together, whatever. So that's sort of like the plan for the weekend. I don't know what exactly we'll get up to, but I'm very excited to start the weekend and kind of have like a cozy fall weekend and do all these like fun activities, especially since next weekend is Thanksgiving. And so it's kind of like the calm before the storm right now. P keeps tossing me his toy. He literally just like throws it at me until I throw it with him. First and foremost, Ryan and I are going to get breakfast. I'm actually not very hungry, but I almost never get Ryan to be stoked on breakfast food. And we always go to this one place called Patty's, which I'm obsessed with. And he wants to go to Patty's this morning. So I have to get hungry, basically. And we're gonna go to Patty's and then we'll kick off the rest of our day. I'm hopeful that the CarPlay comes today because I would love to try it out. It was actually on sale because of Black Friday deals on Amazon, which was really exciting. It's kind of like a no-name brand, but it had good reviews, so I figure let's try it, and then if it doesn't work out or like breaks or something, then I have an extended period for returns, which is nice. Yeah, and overall I'm just like really excited to spend a weekend with you guys. So I'm gonna continue reading while Ryan like gets ready and showers and stuff. I'm just excited to have like a really fun chill weekend. So let's go back to reading. I'm currently reading The Wedding People. I've been loving it so far and I'm about like 75% of the way through, so I'm thinking we can maybe finish that this weekend as well. It's my book club book for Monday, so I actually have to finish it now that I say that out loud, but I only have about 2.5 to 3 hours left of the book, so I should be able to finish that this weekend. So let's get to it and then we'll head off to breakfast and then we'll see what else we get up to. Okay, we're back from breakfast and I convinced Ryan to go to Target as well. There's like a little mini city Target at the, or near the breakfast place that we went to. We were just like perusing. We were actually looking for things for like a desk, basically, like cute little things. But I ended up finding this Nirvana t-shirt and it was only like $9 or $10. So I thought this would actually be a good option for the roller rink. Something a little bit more on the 90s side. So I can wear this with, I don't know what jeans yet, but some sort of jeans. I also got, let me actually bring you guys into the room to show you. I also recently got these from Target. I was very excited. I got these like olive colored jeans. They're actually almost 100% cotton, but I think they'll be fine. So I got these and I thought this could actually look kind of fun with this for skating, or I can wear my white jeans that I have, or I have a few other options too. So these will also be really fun for like Thanksgiving or Christmas, something like that. So I'm really excited. But that is basically all that we bought. I think Ryan bought a little Lego set for like $5. So he's working on that now. And otherwise it was just honestly a fun outing to have breakfast, and I ended up having French toast. It was so good. And Ryan got a breakfast quesadilla. Now I think I'm gonna continue to read Wedding People. I thought I was 75% of the way in, but I'm almost done. I think I'm closer to like 85% of the way in. So it's getting really good. I have high hopes for the ending and I'm just like really excited to see what happens next. So I'm gonna read for a little bit and then we'll get to picking up the house and doing all of the other things that we wanted to do. Okay, I am currently reading The Wedding People. We're taking some time to just like chill out and read. I realized that I don't think I have talked to you guys about what this book is about, so I wanted to tell you really fast in case you haven't read it yourself. Basically, I don't even remember what the premise on Goodreads says, but when I picked up this book, I was like, oh, this is not what I expected from Goodreads, or like based off of Goodreads. Basically, it's about this woman who is going through a divorce and she just kind of feels like she doesn't have a lot more to live for. And so she decides to unalive herself. That's the word I'm gonna use because of YouTube. She basically decides that she just doesn't want to be on like living anymore. And so she goes over to this really fancy hotel that her and her ex-husband at some point had said that they wanted to visit, but it just never happened for varying reasons. And when she gets there, she checks in and she meets the bride of a wedding, and the entire hotel was supposed to be booked out for the wedding. So the bride goes back and books out the entire wedding, but our main character is already there. And so now she has somehow found herself to be a part of the wedding. The wedding takes place over the course of an entire week, and slowly the bride and our main character, they end up becoming, she just like sort of gels into her life somehow. And so there's a lot of like very interesting dynamics happening, a lot of different things to do with relationships, both romantic and also just like friend relationships, parental relationships, just like familial relationships. There's just like so much happening, and it's very interesting, the dynamic of being a stranger to somebody as well, because I don't know about you guys, but I oftentimes feel like there's sort of two in-betweens for me. Like I can be myself around people that I know extremely well, and then I can also be myself around perfect strangers. But when it's someone that I am meeting and I know that I'm probably going to have in my life, so like a person that I'm dating or a new coworker or something like that, I feel so much more shy and it's like harder to be yourself. And I think that's kind of like what this book is really all about. I mean, there's so many other dynamics in this book, but at the end of the day, it really is about like being yourself and like how you can continue to be yourself. And in that sense, I find it super, super interesting and just like looking inward a lot. So I've been really, really enjoying the entire book so far. And I think the other really cool thing about this book is that the entirety of it feels like you're constantly in a conversation or like stream of consciousness with our main characters. And so, for example, the characters will just be talking and then they will move on from like one topic to the next. And it is very similar to how in your head you might be thinking about something and that leads you to think about something else and something else and something else. And then all of a sudden now you have a question. And so then you like ask somebody a question and they're like, how did you get there? And you're like, I went through so many hoops in my brain. It explains all of that, like those different hoops that you go through in this book. And I find it very interesting. It's also just like funny. It's also very sad. Like there's just so many dynamics in this book. It's made me feel so many different emotions. And I think it's a really interesting one. I was nervous to read this one just because I've heard so many different varying opinions on it, but I really like it so far. So I'm gonna continue reading, but I wanted to give you guys a little background on what it is that I'm reading because I just love doing that. Like I love talking about the books that I'm reading, and I feel like I have such a good grasp now that I've read a few more books in my lifetime on the types of books that I do like and why I might like those books, or like what it was about the varying characters or scenes or dynamics in the books that I've been enjoying. So again, I'm gonna keep reading, but I wanted to tell you guys a little bit more, and if you guys have read this book, let me know what you guys thought, and if you have not, let me know if you are interested in reading it or like if it's gonna be on your reading list. All right, let's get back to it. I want to find out what happens next. I have 2 hours exactly left of this book, so let's keep going. I just finished Wedding People, and that was so good. Like I just have so many thoughts still on how that book made me feel, and just like overall it just, I don't know, it was just fantastic. I really enjoyed it a lot. I ended up giving it 5 stars. I feel like at the beginning of the book our main character was just a person who was struggling with a lot, and by the end she became one of the wedding people, and it was just like a very interesting full transition. I don't know how else to explain it without spoiling any of the details, but I really feel like the journey in this one was more important than how the book ended. I do like the way that it ended because I feel like if everything would have ended perfectly, it would have not been perfect for our main character's story, if that makes sense. So I'm glad that it ended the way that it did, where it felt very hopeful, but it also felt like there's still so much room for our main character to grow, and like just more for us to just consider, you know, it can end however we decide that it ends. That was great. I was so happy with that, and I think this is the first time in a really long time that I don't necessarily have another book in mind to just pick up and read. So I was kind of going through the books that I have on my Kindle. I was trying to see, I got a notification that because it's around Black Friday, I am eligible to get like 3 months of Kindle Unlimited for 99 cents or something like that. So I was trying to peruse to see if there was anything on Kindle Unlimited that I was interested in, only because I don't want to take advantage of that offer if I am not currently wanting to read any of those books, because they don't give you those offers very often. So I think I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna go grab a book actually that I have hardcover, and I also got it on my Kindle so that I could read at night, which is really helpful. I have been wanting to read The Women by Kristen Hanna. Ryan's mom lent it to me a little while ago. I'm gonna go grab that, and I think I might just start it. We've been having a really lazy day. Ryan's actually taking a nap, but otherwise he was working on some music earlier, and I've honestly just been reading. Yeah, and I feel like I want to read The Women because I was reading the synopsis. It was between that one and Bright Young Women, which I both feel like are very like insightful, interesting books. I'm not really ready to go on to like just like a, I don't know, mystery thriller. I was almost gonna pick up like a Frida McFadden, but I just like don't feel like doing that right now. I wanted to read this one in particular, one because Bright Young Women, I know this sounds so silly, but the first chapter is like 80 something pages, and I just wasn't really ready to commit to that. And don't get me wrong, that story sounds so interesting, and I think I will probably pick it up sooner rather than later. The Women has just like been on my shelf for a while, and I want to give the book back to Ryan's mom, but also it just sounds very inspiring. It's basically about the Vietnam War, and more specifically about a woman who serves as a nurse in Vietnam during the war, and then her return back to the United States, and just like her experience in the middle of the war, as well as coming back, and just like her post-war experience and how she experienced that as a woman, basically. And it sounds very interesting, so I thought I would take a peek, see how I like it. It got such amazing reviews. I also loved The Nightingale, and that's the only Kristen Hanna book I've read, so I'm sure I'm gonna love this one. I feel like everyone who reads Kristen Hanna loves her novels. Let's start reading it. I'm just gonna go grab the book, and honestly after that, we're just gonna be doing that. I've been waiting and like periodically checking to see when my CarPlay system will get here because I'm so excited, but it is not here yet. It doesn't say that it's like 10 stops away, it just says it's out for delivery. So we are still unfortunately waiting for that, but I know I just need to be patient. I can be patient, it's all right. Anyway, I am also going to take another peek at all of the Kindle Unlimited books on my phone, only because it's easier to see here than on my actual Kindle. And then I'm gonna go grab the book. I think I've pretty much decided I'm gonna read The Women. So I'm gonna go grab it, and then we're gonna sit down and read some more. Honestly, it's just been a reading day. Man, this is taped up, huh? My new CarPlay system. I'm super excited about this. I have to see what tools it comes with and everything just to make sure I have everything before I just like begin. It was packaged so well. Okay, so these are all the cables that go inside of the car. Oh my gosh, they like printed out photos of like a car. So funny. Okay, we got all of the pieces. Ryan actually also had some extra tools that I needed, and I was about to have to go to the hardware store, but now I don't have to. So I think I'm gonna try to read over the instructions. Basically, it just shows all the instructions here, and then also this is like the CarPlay system. There's like all of the cables that I would need. There's like a backup camera and also a microphone somewhere in here. I'm trying to figure out if I can just use the microphone and backup camera in my car that like already exists. So I'm just gonna like read through the instructions and then we're gonna go try to do everything in my car. Very, very excited. Oh my gosh, I look crazy. It got dark, so I didn't get to finish everything, but I got to test out most of the features, and so far the CarPlay works. Where did I put everything? I put the new CarPlay system back in the box over here with all of the extra cables and things because I want to make sure I am putting everything in the car properly, and I just want to make sure I have light and Ryan's brain when I need to do all of that. I was able to test it out though, and basically everything worked. Like I was able to call, I could hear, and they could hear me, and the texting worked, the CarPlay worked, the Bluetooth worked, all of that. I think the only features that didn't work were the reverse camera and the controls on the steering wheel. So I just need to figure out which things need to be plugged in. And then I think other than that, I just need to make sure like the USB works and stuff like that too. But otherwise everything works and I'm super excited. This is the old system here, and I am just gonna leave it here for now because I want to make sure that everything actually works properly in the new system before I like put this away anywhere. And then I also want to make sure this is actually like a much smaller unit and the other one kind of comes out, and so basically you have to like pop out a few plastic pieces in the unit that goes in your car. So I want to make sure that everything again works before I commit to doing that. All of it is like you can put it back, but I just want to make sure basically that it all like works and stuff before I commit to doing all of that. And then I'll basically put this and like the extra plastic pieces into the garage so that I have everything if I ever need to revert back to it, or like if I in the future sell the car, I can decide if I want to put it all back to how it was or if I just sell it with CarPlay. I don't know how I would handle that in the future, but we'll get there when we get there. It's crazy to think too, this was a lot easier of a process because basically this whole thing last time, okay, well, he walked in front of it, but this whole thing needed to then be disassembled because I had to switch out the digitizer, and this time around I just had to like plug and play a few cables, so it makes it a lot easier. But now we just took P on his walk. Tomorrow we're gonna go to Color Me Mine, and that's kind of like the only plan we have aside from like fixing up the CarPlay stuff. So it's gonna be a pretty chill weekend for the rest of the weekend. We already found a 90s shirt, so we did a lot of the things off the list so far. I think I am going to start The Women. I have the book here. I never started it because basically after my last update with you guys is when the CarPlay system came in from the mail. So I'm gonna go ahead and start reading, and I think that's kind of all we're gonna do for the rest of the night, and then we'll have our project finish up tomorrow and we'll just, yeah, get to everything else. I'm super excited to have a whole new system in my car. I feel like it's gonna make it feel like I have a brand new car, honestly. And I'll probably get a car wash too, just to like really make it feel nice and new. Good morning, guys. Today's Sunday and I woke up early and I was about to do a workout, but then I was like, I want to finish my CarPlay. So I got everything working now, and now I'm just trying to install it. So I'm actually currently like installing it into the panel that will then go into my car. This one is a little different because the other one, like I was telling you guys last night, is smaller. So it actually goes in this casing, whereas the new one has like, it's like all built into the casing. If you can't tell, but I'll show you guys when it's done because I have too many parts in my hands. But I just wanted to say good morning, and I think the plan today after I do this is I'm gonna do a workout, and then Ryan and I are planning on going to Color Me Mine. I have an idea for a Christmas present for my mom, so I'm very excited about that. And then other than that, I think we're just gonna be reading. I only read a little bit of The Woman yesterday. Oh my god, I got it in, and that was just because I was so focused on like this and I was like doing research and stuff. So that's kind of it. I'm gonna continue to work on this, and I will check in with you guys when I'm done. And I've already made coffee, but I haven't even drank any because I've been so focused. Like if I start a project, I can't stop. So here we are. I will be here for a little bit longer. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning right now, so we still have plenty of time before the rest of our activities. It took way too long, but we are here now and it's about just after 10. I actually finished the CarPlay thing around like 9:30ish probably. I'm gonna go into the car really fast. Let me find my keys. I need to get on with the rest of the things that I was doing, but I want to go in and I need to put in this cable. I also want to just like package everything up. I'm gonna put everything in a box here and that will help me just like keep everything together. And then if for whatever reason I don't end up liking the CarPlay system, then I can swap it back out and return it. I'm just gonna try it for like a couple of weeks. And then if I do like it, then I'll just keep the old system in the garage. And then that way, whenever I end up selling my car in the future, I will be able to have everything. So let's go grab everything from over there. Okay, I wanted to quickly show you guys. So the reason I wanted to bring this charging cable in here is because it's USB to USB-C, and this is so that Ryan can charge and stuff like that because he has a newer phone than me. But here's the new system. This is what it looks like in the car. I feel like it looks pretty sleek. The only downside so far is that you can't really see your temperature controls, but it does show up on here, so it's not the end of the world. So I'll show you guys. It's also wireless, so I don't have to plug my phone in if I don't need to. And then it'll just auto connect to CarPlay, which is so fun. I'm so excited. So I have everything in here. I can like hear my text messages out loud now and play my music. And then obviously I can also do maps and stuff like that, which I'm not gonna show because for obvious reasons. But I'm super, super excited. This is the panel that I had to take off. I think I was showing you guys this earlier. This is the panel that I took off because basically the old system was just like this essentially. And then the new system goes all the way here and here. So if you look at it, this actually, that's like where the old system fit, if that makes sense. So I actually had to remove like this and this from this piece, and it was just a lot. I think the biggest thing was getting everything to fit together. It was just kind of chaotic. There's some pieces that didn't end up getting used. I lost the other 3 of these guys, so I have to go find those. This did not end up getting used at all. I don't even know what it ended up being for, so that will get tossed in the box. I'm gonna go find those other pieces, but I'm gonna just put all of the like little doodads that I was using in a box so that everything is together if I ever need to revert back or anything. So let's do that. We're gonna go back inside the house. I'm gonna just chill out for a sec. I think I'm like a little high strung after getting all of this. Like it was a process. Let's just say that. I needed to be very patient and it was a lot. So I suggest if you guys are considering doing this, either have a lot of patience or ask a friend to help or get it done professionally. Professionally, it's so much more expensive, but like I think I saved about $1,000 by doing it myself, but definitely like you have to know what you're doing. And I didn't really know what I was doing, but I looked up a lot of videos. So I have been convinced that I can do just about anything via YouTube. So anyway, okay, let me find these guys and clean up a little bit in here. And then I also want to get a car wash. So we'll do that. And then I think Ryan and I are going to go to Color Me Mine, and I'm really excited for that too. I'll show you guys what I'm going to paint later. We made a change of plans. There are so many boxes in this house, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is too much. A couple of these boxes are Ryan's and a couple are mine, but we both have been just like working on projects all weekend, so it's a little chaotic, but we're changing up the plan. I was originally going to do a workout real quick, but Ryan is in the mood to go to Color Me Mine now, and I can do my workout later, so we're just gonna go for it because we don't want it to close. So I mean, not that it's closing anytime soon. I think it closes at like 6, but it's already noon. And I just feel like we keep putting it off and then, you know, whatever. It's just like, we're not getting to it. So we did technically say after lunch, and it is after lunch because Ryan and I both just had our food. I'm gonna quickly put on my shoes. We're gonna go to Color Me Mine. Let me show you guys what I wanna make. I thought this would be really cute. I found this online and I was like, I can honestly make that for my mom. If you guys don't know, I used to live with my mom for a while, like after college and everything. And now obviously she lives pretty far away, but all of my family lives not quite next door, but like basically next door to each other. And I thought this mug would be so cute. It says, wish you lived next door, just because like, first of all, the fact that we live states away, and then also the fact that everyone else does live next door. I feel like my mom and I just like have such a good relationship, and she would love this. So I'm, instead of buying this one, gonna go make my own, and I think it'll be really fun, and she's gonna love it, especially because I went to school for ceramics, and so she's gonna especially love that something was handmade by me. So we're gonna head off and do that, and then I'll do my workout when I get back. goodness, you guys, it's so much later now. It is 4:15. I spent like probably 2 hours at Color Me Mine, but it came out so cute. You guys already saw what the mug looks like, but I think it came out so adorable. I'm so excited. I told my mom that I went somewhere for a present for her, but I didn't tell her where, and I think she's gonna really love it. We don't do gifts in my family. We just haven't in a really long time, and I think that that really helped us allow ourselves to use the holidays for like very intentional time to spend together. As we've gotten older, if we've really wanted to get something for like our parents or my sister or something like that, then we have given it to each other, but it's only if it's like, I saw this thing and I thought that like I couldn't imagine not giving it to you. So I feel like that's sort of where I'm at right now with that mug, and I'm so excited. I do still feel like it feels in some way like I'm used to the fact that we don't give each other gifts, but it also feels kind of new still because we only stopped giving gifts to each other maybe when I was in high school, and so my whole childhood we did that, but now we just don't do it, and it really helps a lot with like alleviating some of that pressure that comes around the holidays. And so I really like it personally. Ryan and I kind of do the same. We just don't give gifts, but I do think that I might get a few gifts this year for his siblings, just because I don't know, I feel like I know them more now after 5 years of dating. So we might go Christmas shopping. But anyway, I know I wanted to go to buy some like book items, and I also wanted to go to the thrift store, but it's already 4:15 and I don't know that I have it in me to do that today, although I could see what time Staples closes. Tomorrow I'm supposed to be going to hang out with a friend for work. We're going to be going to my friend's house, and then basically we're going there, and then we're like gonna work there the entire day, and then at the evening time it's book club, so we'll be doing that as well. Let's see what time Staples closes. Oh, it closes at 6, so we have like 2 hours. I can kind of like meander maybe. I'm not so sure. I wanted to get a few things because obviously the new year is coming down the line, and I thought that it would be really fun to have some like more book related things for the new year. Some of my favorite videos are like the all things book content type videos that people put out. So it's like you'll go book shopping, update like a reading journal of some kind, or you know, do some reading in the video, talk about a TBR maybe, so on and so forth. And I thought that could be kind of fun, and so in order to do that I was thinking about getting set up with some book items, but maybe we'll do that in another video because I don't know that I feel like doing that right now. I did just eat with Ryan. We had some Taco Bell, and now I'm just planning on relaxing for a little bit, maybe watching a video or continuing my book, and then I will probably do my workout in a couple of hours once I've like settled my food. The book that I'm reading is really good. Something insane already happened, and we're only like 3 chapters in, so I'm very excited to hear how the rest of the story goes and like what happens next, because I can tell that it's gonna be heart-wrenching, and I can see why people gave it such good reviews, because it's already like, I not want to cry, but I just feel a lot of emotion toward our main character already, so I think it's gonna be interesting. That's all I have really to say. I'm going to plop on the couch now and get to doing something a little bit cozier for a little bit, and then we will do our workout. I have to finish doing all my laundry, so everything is currently washing and drying right now, and then once all that's done, we'll do a little bit of like a Sunday reset toward the end of the evening so that I can like get some things together, because we still have a lot of boxes in the living room too. I just showered, and I'm so happy I did the workout when I did, because now it's 8:15. I'm debating whether or not I put away all of that laundry or if I put that off. Do I put that off? I kind of want to, because I want to just like sit down and read, and I know that's going to take me a while, but I also know that I'll feel so much better if that's done. I'm going to think about it, but for right now I'm going to go in the living room. I'm just grabbing my phone and my watch. I'm going to go in the living room and read. I haven't really read today because normally the mornings are when I read the most, but because I was so focused on my car stuff, I didn't at all get to read this morning. So I'm gonna go read and hang out with P in the living room, and then we'll go to bed in like an hour, and we'll wrap up the weekend. It's been honestly like a really relaxing weekend, and I'm so here for it because next weekend is probably going to be a little chaotic. It is, I think like 9:15 or 9:30 now, 9:20, right in between the two. I am going to start getting ready for bed because I'm going to be waking up early since I am going to my friend's house for work. I did not end up putting any of the laundry away, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to do that over the like week, but we will get to that. I just really wanted to spend some time actually like relaxing on the couch and like not actively doing something, because I feel like today I did a lot of different things, but I'm excited that I got a lot of the stuff done, like the carplay and color me mine, which was so fun, and I'm so excited to see how it turns out. I'll show you guys what it ends up looking like, but that's all I have for today's vlog. Thank you guys so much for spending another weekend with me and tagging along. That's all I have, so I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.